up, guys? It's Frank M Tech here, back with another diagnostic video. So this is actually a 2000 Ford F150 with a 4.6 V8. Hold on one second. I'm here at the shop. I got the door in front of me closed, so I can do this video so you guys can see. If not, the light will shine, darken up the whole thing and whatnot. All right, basically, I'm here with this F150. It's got a misfire. Customer brought it in, bought it from the auction, brought it in here. He took it somewhere else, and they told him it might be the motor, but they're not 100% sure. So basically, what I'm gonna end up doing is checking the check engine light. I did that already. I sent cylinder one. Well, the check engine light is not on, but I went to go check out what cylinder is missing. Number one cylinder is missing, and it's on the passenger side front. I already saw that the whoever touched it changed a brand new coil. They said the motor was no good because I think the compression was down. First thing first, I ended up checking was the coil, if it's getting signal, and the injector if it's getting signal. I'm gonna do the same test again so you guys can see what I'm gonna do real quick, real easy. I just don't want to spend too much time on this. I'm trying to get my diagnostics pretty quickly and easy. I'm going to skip a lot of little tests, but mainly I just want to make sure we're getting signal from the computer all the way to the coil and injector for number one off the bat. That's all I want to know real quick. If we are, at least I know that is working fine and the computer didn't shut it off at one point. Because with these Fords, once you have a misfire, the injector shuts off and it shuts off the coil also, the drivers, so it won't fuck up and kill the computer. At this point, there's no light on, so it might be working. So what I'm gonna end up doing is getting two Noid lights, one for the injector, one for the coil, and I'm gonna start it up. If they blink, I already know they're getting signal from the computer, so we're fine from the actual plug all the way to the computer. That's what I'm gonna do right now. My next step is I would like to check the coil, but these guys already said that it may need a motor. I'm gonna do a compression test right off the back. I'm not gonna waste my time, nothing else. I'm gonna go straight to a compression test, and I'm gonna just check two cylinders. If they're both the same thing, then I'll jump to a third one. But my main thing is going to be two cylinders, and that's it. Like I said, my time is money, so I'm trying to get this answer as quick as possible. As soon as I find out the compression is low, if it is low, and the second one is actually good, we already know we have a problem with the cylinder head, bottom end, something's happening, mostly a valve sticking and whatnot. And I'm not going to waste no more time. I want to just tell the customer he needs to do basically head work and whatnot, because we're going to end up doing it anyway. Plain and simple. Checking the cams afterwards and everything else, but my main concern is I want to figure out what's happening and try to do it as quick as possible. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna get my Noid lights and bring you in close. Alright guys, I got two Noid lights. If you guys can see, two Noid lights. I'm gonna plug one into the coil and the other one for the injector. A lot of people are gonna say you can't use this on an injector, but this is actually just to see if the computer is actually controlling the coil and injector. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put them on real quick and bring the camera up, start it up, so you guys can see what I see. There you go. Sorry guys. This is one of them. The other one is kind of tucked in. I'm gonna see if I can start it up. So you guys know I don't got no coils. Number one, and then the second one I got no coil in. So we may end up having. I just dropped the Noid light. Give me 1 second, guys. Alright, this is the other Noid light. I'm gonna let it sit. You guys can see this one, and you can see this one. You can see both of them. So if you see two things flashing, it's because both of the door lights are VR. Hopefully it runs without two cylinders. Let's do it. Working. Both Noid light. The Noid light for the injector is working, and the Noid light working for the coil. Both are blinking. That means we got the signal from the computer all the way down to these plugs. And I know all the wires from the computer all the way down to these plugs are working perfectly fine. I don't need to worry about it just yet. Okay? I can't say the wire is not broken somewhere, it's not giving a strong signal. I can't say if the wires, but I can tell you right now, we're getting signal from the computer. Everything's working the way it's supposed to be working to turn these lights on. That's all I gotta say. first thing first, I want to just run into the whole thing and checking compression. So I'll be right back. I'm going to disconnect all the fuel and everything else, and let's do this. I'll see you in a bit. Once I come back, everything's going to be disconnected. Okay, guys, we're back. All right, so you guys, damn, sorry guys, just hit me in my eye. All right, guys, so basically what I ended up doing with this Ford F150, I ended up taking out both of the plugs. As you guys can see, cylinder 1 look like somebody's been changed. All right, and the coil has been changed also. I took out one and the one behind it, the cylinder. I took out the plugs. I disconnected all the coils. I left all the injectors, fuel injectors connected, but I disconnected the fuel pump relay. And what I tend to do with the fuel pump relay, let me see if you guys can see. Fuel pump relay. This is the fuel pump relay. I took it out, flipped it upside down, and put it back into the location where I took it out. So if for any reason, I know where it goes, and I don't need to go back. So you guys know Fords don't tell you the location of the relays or whatnot, probably the fuel in your owner's manual. But besides that, that's really it. What I'm gonna do is get my gauge, my compression gauge, check out the compression, and see how the compression is. I'm just gonna check both of them, the first one and the one behind it. If I feel like I need to take out another plug, I'll take out another plug and check that side too. But my main concern is cylinder number 1, because that was the complaint, and that is our problem, and that's the only one that's actually misfiring. So we have a problem. So let's do this. All right, guys. Hopefully the camera doesn't fall, which it did before. So I'm gonna put in my tester to my problem child. See what's my compression looking like. I'm gonna crank it. So you guys know, what I ended up doing is when I disconnected the fuel and all the coils and the fuel pump relay, what I ended up doing is cranked it. I cranked it a whole bunch so it can take out all the fuel and whatever inside the system. I didn't want this bad boy starting to doing this test. We can do a running compression test, but I don't feel like we need to do this with this car just yet, but we'll see. Let's see what type of the compression we get on this side. Hopefully it stays. Hopefully you guys can see it. See if we can get it to stay. Alright. Somewhat. Let's see how it is. Let's crank this bad boy. If you get any type of compression, we got it over 150. So I guess the first shot kind of messed up somewhere, but we still cannot rule this out. This is cylinder number 1. So what we're gonna do is hop on to the second cylinder and see what we find. Alright, let's crank this bad boy. This is the second cylinder from the front. So we'll see what it says. We got the same compression. So you already can prove the shop that was before here said that it was a bad motor, so they need the compression. My next step now is I gotta see the coil and the injector is good. I don't know if they swapped the coil. Probably did. Probably did it. Looks like brand new plugs, so I can't knock that. Probably new plugs. But regardless, I'm still gonna check that. Alright, instead of me spending money and buying new plugs, new coil, new all that stuff, what I'm gonna end up doing, there's 4 cylinders in this side. So what I'm gonna end up doing is that first plug, I'm gonna put in the second cylinder. The first coil, I'm gonna put it in the third cylinder, and I'm gonna swap everything. Once you do this, and for any reason that misfire is still on cylinder 1, my next step is fuel injector and see if the fuel injector is still working properly. Not only that, is if for any reason that misfire moves to a different cylinder, you have to understand, or you have to remember where you put the coil and the plug. So my plug will be in the second cylinder, and the back, and the coil number 1 will be on the third cylinder on this side. So if it moves to a different cylinder, we already know it's a coil or a plug, and that eliminates every possibility it can be anything else. So that's what I'm gonna end up doing. So what I'm gonna do is stop it, so I don't want to kill my battery is about to die. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do all this stuff, come back, and then we'll do this test all over again. All right, guys, not the compression test, but start it up and check where is misfiring after that. So what I'm gonna do is move plugs and coils around. So I'll be back. All right, guys, it's Frank M Tech back again. Sorry about that, guys. All right, I got 1, 2, 3 cylinders on this side. So what I ended up doing is taking out the spark plug out of number 1, put it in the spark plug on number 2 on this side. Then I took the coil off at number 3 and bring it all to number 1. So I got the spark plug here and the coil here for cylinder number 1, and this one got the same coil. This one got number 3 coil, and that's got number 1 coil. This has got number 2 spark plug. This has got number 1 spark plug, and that's got the original spark plug. I move, if you guys can follow me about doing this and why I did this. The reason why I'm doing this, all right, 1 is misfiring, and I got 7 other cylinders that are still good. So if I know the other cylinders are still good, that means I can use other spark plugs and also other coils from other cylinders, so I can put on this and move stuff around and whatnot. Once you guys do this, make sure you know where you put whatnot, so you don't get confused or what. All right, I probably confused the shit out of all you guys for this, but it's all good. That's basically what I ended up doing. I got a customer here. I got the oil change. Before that, let me go to the scanner. I got the scanner hooked up. The scanner hooked up, as you guys can see. We're gonna go into powertrain. Got the key on. AC and automatic. We got key 20 already. Got the key on. Going to go function test. You guys can see function test, cylinder combustion test, and I'm gonna put continue. Support it. Trying to look at the same time. So what I'm gonna do is start this bad boy up. See what we got. Okay, and what we got? No cylinders misfiring. It's kind of weird. Yes or no, guys? This is kind of weird. Even though we had number 1 dead miss. So what we're gonna do is let's put a load on this biatch. Sorry, guys. Shit. Sorry. Oy. Sorry. Alright, guys, sorry about that. I'm gonna put a load on it, and I'm gonna put it to 2 with the load. What cylinder was misfiring? None whatsoever. Whatever I've been messing with, I fixed, which I hate this type of stuff because I didn't want to do that, but it happens. Now what I have to do is I'm gonna start wiggling some shit. It's probably one of those wires. At one point it's already working. It's working perfectly fine. It came in with a misfiring. Are we misfiring? No, we're not misfiring. Feels like I'm misfiring. Going back down to idle. And let me go back down. And let me give it a little bit of gas. No misfires. No misfire, guys. And this is the type of shit that I hate. Really hate this shit, man. So we don't got no misfire. What's up, guys? See what I'm talking about? Moving shit around, checking all this other stuff, and we don't got no type of misfire. It's not misfiring at all right now. And I'm still not feeling no misfire. I got a customer, I got to do oil change. What I'm going to end up doing, let it sit for a little bit outside, bring it back in and see if it misfires then. Huge possibility something was loose. Probably left some coil loose, injector wire loose, something was wrong. Making sure it's in park before I even try to take my foot off the gas pedal, brake pedal. So right now the car is not misfiring whatsoever. Definitely came in with a hard, nasty miss from cylinder number 1, and now it's not misfiring. Like I told you guys, regardless if I had those Noid lights working, we don't know the condition of those wires. That's the only main thing that's actually still get me. We already know the compression is good. We already know that we're getting power to the Noid lights. We know the computer's working fine. We know it's running fine now. We got different places, the coil in different place, and the spark plug in a different place. So we know if it does move, we know. The only thing now is to see if it misfire. If it does misfire, where is the misfire at? If it does misfire in cylinder number 1, my next step is fuel injector. And gauges popped up. That's a good question, man. I came in here with no mileage here. Now we do have mileage, regardless of anything. Could be something, could be not. Alright guys, we're gonna be back on this one. Let me get this oil change out the way real quick, and we get back into this one. I may just bring in another I got an H3 I gotta bring in so you guys can see the condition on this. Really moldy. It's been sitting for like 3 years, maybe 4, and the sunroof used to leak all over the place. So that's probably, you'll see. I gotta go send it out to the detailer so they can clean it before I get back into it. I started busting onto the rash of that mold. Yeah guys, it's crazy. Alright guys, I'll be back.
El bicho en la chocha y un dedo en el culo, así es que se